Welcome to Out of the World, and you're still watching our epic trip around the world, where you saw us traveling through the Caribbean the last time in Martinique and St. Lucia. And this here is the new episode in natural paradise, Tobago. Especially how remote this place is to the outside world is unbelievable. During our trip on Tobago, we're staying at Castara Retreat. And normally when you go to an island, you book the ticket and then you look on the internet where to sleep. But for us it was the other way around, because we saw this retreat and we thought, let's go to Tobago. It's some tree houses on a hill looking out over the sea, and we wanted to go here. Look at it! Tobago is an exceptionally green island with lots of rainforest. About 1.5 million people live in the country of Trinidad and Tobago, but only like 60,000 of them live in Tobago. That's about 4%. Our treehouse looks down on the Bay of Castara, and this is one of the most beautiful beaches you can find in Tobago. And particularly today, because there are some fishermen at work on the beach, which is really spectacular to see. Watch this. Fishing is life in Tobago. This is what it's all about. And for this flock of seagulls, for that matter. We also see these giant frigate birds, and here and there some odd guests. About 500 meters from the beach in Castara, you will find a small path just behind the hill that our treehouse is on, through the jungle to this amazing waterfall. And this is some Jungle Book shit. The walk starts from this little football field, so of course we stop to kick a ball or two. And from here we walk upstream into the rainforest. On the beach of Castara, the locals already celebrate the start of the weekend on a Thursday. With delicious food, live music and a bonfire on the beach. We've explored the Bay of Castara for a couple of days, and now it's time to see the rest of Tobago. And for that, we rented this little monster, a Suzuki Jimny, which we have for the third time now in the Caribbean, and we rented it at Guy's AutoZone. So let's go! Everywhere in Tobago we're confronted with this beautiful nature. The center of the island of Tobago is all rainforest. They call it the main rich forest reserve. And we go there today to make a little hike. You can choose many of them, but the best one is Gilpin Trace. A 2-hour walk, which is perfect for the little one. Let's go! Deep in the forest we see the most beautiful plants and especially many tropical birds. We drive a little more to the south of Main Ridge Forest Reserve and find one of the most beautiful waterfalls and the biggest one on Tobago, Argyle Falls. This walk only took us 20 minutes, and if you thought this was it, pay attention. The total waterfall is about 54 meters high and descends over 5 steps. Back to the treehouse, because why would we go out to eat with such an incredible view? And don't forget our pets. Aside from some tropical rainfall, it's sunny almost every day here on Tobago. And that's why today we drove to Englishmans Bay. It's the most beautiful beach, a little to the northeast from where we're staying. And if you look around, it's pure, untouched, no buildings, just what you want in the tropics. It doesn't get more pristine than this. The serenity of Tobago really stands out on our Caribbean trip, as if no one has ever touched it. When I'm in the Caribbean, I always like these light beers, but I enjoy them especially with a wedge of lime. But the stores are already closed. What am I to do? Wait a minute. Cheers. What a crazy night last night, guys. We came home and Jens had to go to bed already very late, and we saw a bat flying into his room. So first we had to get rid of the bat, and then when we went to the living room, we saw a snake. It's a zoo here, guys. At first we already met his creepy little friend. But then this fella came along and really topped it off. It's time for some morning yoga with a view and some hummingbirds. And then we're off to the most beautiful tropical bay of Tobago. Today we exchanged our beautiful Castara Bay for something else. We drove to the ultimate western point of the island, which is Pigeon Point. There's a lot more tourism over here, so it's kind of getting used to it, and there's a lot of tourists from Trinidad coming over for a day or two, and we're gonna check it out.
After discovering the most beautiful sights on land, it's time to discover the underwater world at last. Because every day we see stingrays swimming by from our balcony, and today I dive in to meet them. On the other side of the beach is some nice coral, and I see triggerfishes. And this peculiar scroll filefish. But then it's time to leave the ocean for the sky.
We had one last night on the island of Trinidad in the capital, Port of Spain. And from there we take the plane to the next island in the Caribbean, and that's Grenada. I'll see you there.
We travel on to Grenada to conclude our Caribbean trip along 21 islands in total. Jens basically grew up here. And then of course we travel on around the world. So like the video and subscribe for even more adventure. Ciao!